What is going on, guys? Cody here again. This is part 2 of the Ask Me Anything series, and again, if your question wasn't answered in this video, I'm sorry. I've been working a lot of hours, which I'll explain at the end of the video. So pretty much, I am going to start the video. Hope you guys will enjoy. If you guys do, feel free to leave a like and a sub. It helps me out a lot. If you have a question, leave it in the comments below. Now let's get right into it. Kiara asks, biggest fear and favorite shoe brand. I'm gonna start with the favorite shoe brand because this seems like an easier question. I love Osiris shoes. I love their designs. They kind of dropped off the face of the earth at this point, but they're still are a very good shoe brand. Biggest fear. I could tell you some of my phobias. I hate spiders. I hate heights. I absolutely hate heights. And I have a weird fear of sinkholes. This is such a random phobia, but if you ever watched videos on sinkholes, how they could just open up out of nowhere and just sink anything in their way, buildings, cars, you name it, they could just sink it in a blink of an eye. Rivers and lakes can completely disappear because of a sinkhole. Sorry if this is gonna scare you from now on. Don't look up the videos. Rich Chan asks, what was your favorite Halloween growing up? I don't know if I have a favorite, but I know I have one that is nostalgic. Me and my buddy, we kind of lived out in the middle of nowhere, and we were really wanting candy. And so we found some makeshift costumes around the house. And we went out, and since we lived in the middle of nowhere, we were trick-or-treating, and people were actually like happy. They didn't care. We were 16, not gonna lie, but they didn't care how old we were because they were just happy that somebody actually showed up at their house to trick-or-treat. And I don't know, I just remember feeling really good that night. I just remember looking back and it was just a happy time. John asks, what inspired you guys and how did y'all come up with the name A Wise Man's Fear? Bro, hope y'all come to Florida. We actually played Florida a few times this year. We played, Jacksonville City. I'm pretty sure the Pensacola date got dropped. We played Orlando. Well, Winter Park. Hopefully we will return next year on our next tour. What inspired? Pretty much just listening to music growing up, playing instruments, and having a passion to want to go out and do it as a career and as a hobby. Shane, sorry if I pronounced this wrong, asks, how did you get the idea of your band name? How did we come up with the name of Wise Man's Fear? Well, I'm actually gonna send this one over to my drummer Paul to answer this question for you.
Hey, what's up everybody? My name's Paul. I do drums and write lyrics for the Wise Man's Fear. And I'd been asked to make a video explaining just sort of like where we got our name from and what it means or what's behind it, if there's a story and all that stuff. So just sort of briefly, the name The Wise Man's Fear comes from a book that's got the same title by a dude named Patrick Rothfuss. Actually, it's this book. So it's a biggin, but it's sort of like a kind of like high fantasy novel, but it's done in a really unique way. The narrative voice is super different. The actual like writing style is very like high level prose and like borderline poetry. It's really its own sort of breed of writing, but it also it deals with this central character, a protagonist who's both a warrior and a musician and like a number of other things, and he's just this really intriguing sort of Hemingway style hero that is navigating this world and trying to sort of find his way through life and come into his own, starting from nothing and sort of rising to the top. So I thought that was a cool concept for a band name because that's sort of a large part of the goal of writing music and progressing as a musician is figuring out where you are in the world and just sort of exploring through art and through music. And yeah, there are a couple other connotations to the name as well. We sort of readapted the phrase "the wise man's fear" to be a statement against pride. So the thought there being that pride is such a destructive force that all like truly wise men actively fear it and actively avoid it. So in a word, the wise man's fear is pride. And that's sort of a rule about how we kind of try to conduct ourselves in the band, because we've interacted with groups that have been like, you know, our size and smaller than us, and even back when we were tiny, there have been this, you know, groups that get a super big head for the size they are and for the actual things they've done, and that's something that we've sort of resolved to never do. Is we don't ever want to be people that, like, you know, let's say we were to get massive and sell out arenas and stuff, we don't want that to change who we are, and we don't want pride to ever play a role in who we are as people. So yeah, that's sort of the other alternate meaning to it. Yeah, it's one of my favorite novels as well, so if you haven't read the book, check it out. There's a prequel to it called The Name of the Wind, which is equally awesome. The dude who wrote them, Patrick Rothfuss, he spent like 7 years just planning the book, and then 7 years like writing and editing the book for The Name of the Wind. So the world is super immersive, the characters are awesome, the plot is sick, it's got all kinds of cool stuff. So definitely check it out if you haven't yet. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's where we get our name from.
Dimitri asks, who do you look up to? Generally people that are taller than me. Also, my dad. I look up to my dad. He's an awesome guy. Adrian asks, pineapples on pizza. Yes, pineapples on pizza. Pineapples is amazing. Pineapples are amazing. If you don't like pineapples on your pizza, you just need to stop eating pizza, because, I mean, it may not be your favorite, but pineapples is delicious on pizza. Lewis asks, hey, I want to know, what do you think about the Mexican rock bands? I've really never really listened to Mexican rock bands. If you guys know any Mexican rock bands that are good, leave a comment below and I'll check them out. Next up, Kelsey asks, how do you like recording videos on YouTube? And do you watch anime? If so, which ones do you watch? I love putting videos on YouTube. It's kind of like a second hobby for me, aside from doing the music stuff. Animes, I'm not gonna lie, growing up I used to watch a bunch of Naruto. I used to read a bunch of One Piece. I don't know if those are considered anime or manga, so please don't get mad at me. Diane asks, are you famous?
My God.
Sleepy asks, what is your next song you want to make a music video for? I would like to see In Reach Out of Touch. I would love to answer this question, but that's all stuff that's going on behind the scenes. But let's just say I hope you guys really like it. Lays, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, asks, how old are you? 22. My birthday is December 20th, 1993, which means I'll be 23 this year. Patricia asks, have you ever watched Family Guy? Yes. Well, yes, Brian.
Where's homie? I'm Marge from The Simpsons.
Dakota asks, what was you and the other members' inspiration for starting the Wise Man Sphere? Basically, simple, our love for music. You know, we all come from different backgrounds of music. Some listening to softer stuff, some listening to heavy stuff, some listening to 70s and 80s. We all just love music, and we all had the same vision, and we came together, and that's how we formed the Wise Man Sphere. Lewis asks, when is the tour coming to Mexico? I'd love to see you in a concert. We would love to play Mexico, but currently right now we're tracking for the new record, so that's kind of what we're putting our focus and attention towards. But that doesn't mean there won't be any shows in Mexico in the future. Kale asks, what's it like being you? Well, I'm Oscar. Next up, Bradley asks, do you like Papa Roach? And also, what is your biggest inspiration music-wise? I love Papa Roach. I actually got to see them in concert, and Jacoby was walking by, and I touched his sweaty arm. Who is your biggest inspiration music-wise? That's a tough question. I listened to a bunch of stuff growing up, like A Day to Remember, Parkway Drive, Bullet for My Valentine, Linkin Park. Currently, right now, I listen to like a lot of Outrun the Sunlight, Fear and Wonder, Angel Vivaldi. If I can feel the music, then it just draws me towards it. Larry asks, do you play Gears of War? Are you gonna get Gears of War 4? If so, I haven't actually really played Gears of War. I actually even used to own it, but I don't know. I remember watching someone playing it, and it seemed interesting, but I'm not really into shooter games too much. But other than Halo, I love Halo. I am a huge Halo fan. Halo. 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 Oh, guess what? Halo. Halo. My Halo Reach standee, of course. Giving to you my family. Over here I have Xbox. And I own I think I actually own every Halo. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I own every Halo. Sonia asks, what is your favorite game? And what is your favorite game console and why? I'm gonna start off with the consoles. I love the Nintendo 64, the PS1, the PS2, Game Boys. I also like the Xbox One. I pretty much like everything. My favorite games, hands down. I'm gonna go ahead and list off like 10 real quick. You got The Legend of Zelda. You got Conker's Bad Fur Day. You got the Banjo-Kazooie series. You got Halo. I just recently played a game called Life is Strange, and that's an amazing game. Hey, what's going on, guys? Cody here. I got a sunburn on my face in September. Not cool. Anyways, this is gonna be like a little new video series that I kind of want to start. It's about games that I recommend. This week is actually about a game called Life is Strange.
What the hell is this?
Snowflakes?
It's like 80 degrees. How?
Climate change. Or a storm is coming.
Max, start from the beginning.
Geez, what else is there? A game called Nier. Hey guys, Cody here. I'm back with another episode of games I recommend. This game is Nier.
Don't let your guard down. Oh, I got it. We're not going to lose anyone else.
For the Xbox 360. But yeah, those are the ones on the top of my head. Kenneth asks, would you ever consider coming to Mobile, Alabama? And if you could tour with any band, who and why? I would love to come to Mobile, Alabama, for sure. If I can tour with any bands, that would be probably Linkin Park. Linkin Park and A Day to Remember. Gibran asks, where do you see yourself in 10 years as a musician? As long as I'm happy in 10 years, I'm doing what I dream of doing now in 10 years, then I see myself, because I don't plan on giving up ever, so in 10 years, I see myself doing what I love to do, and that's playing music. Christina asks, do you watch anime? If so, which is your favorite? And do you prefer cats or dogs? Anime, I don't really watch anime anymore. I used to growing up. I even have a YouTube channel where I used to take like anime clips and I would like put songs over them, and this channel actually did decently well. I even got a medal when YouTube used to give medals back in the day for having like the number like 70 something most played today in like Japan. So that's a weird fact. And do I prefer cats or dogs? I love cats and dogs. If you watch any of my past videos, I actually feature some cats and my dog in a video. They keep multiplying, that's not my fault. I have 1 dog and I have 2 rats. They're in a cage. And in my walls. Just kidding. Sierra asks, can I ask you a question? Only if I can ask you a question first. Talia asks, what is your goal out of this whole music experience? How could you describe yourself? My goal is to be, you know, here's a cheesy answer, but to be happy and to prove to myself that I can do it. And that's what drives me to this day, is just do it. How would you describe yourself? Another cheesy answer for this one, adventurous. I love exploring new stuff. I love seeing new things, meeting new people. I get cabin fever even at home a lot. If I'm here for too long, I just have to get out of the house. Steven asks, would you rather have spaghetti noodles cooked 4 teeth or have backwards jointed limbs that are twice as long? Also, what is your favorite ice cream? Probably spaghetti for teeth, because I don't know. I feel like if I had long jointed limbs and I was walking around, I'd probably get twice as many looks as I would having spaghetti teeth, because all I do is gotta sit there and go the entire time. And favorite ice cream? That's a hard one. I was at this ice cream stand one time and I was craving chocolate chip, cookie dough, and peanut butter, and I couldn't decide. But then I looked on the menu and coincidentally enough, they had peanut butter, chocolate chip, and cookie dough as one flavor of ice cream. So that was a miracle and it was amazing. Sorry if I pronounced this wrong. Jaffe asks, Clinton or Trump? I don't really want to dive into the presidential candidates too much, and all I know is I hear positive and negative reviews for both of them equally as much. All I know is whoever wins better do our country some good, and they better do their job. Brandy asks, do you like pickles? Folks that don't like pickles are shady AF. Just saying. I mean, I'm not like crazy on pickles like a lot of people are, but I do enjoy them on like hamburgers and stuff like that, if that counts. Joseph asks, what are your favorite guitar exercises? What I like to do is I like to just increase my tempo to like 1,000,000, and I'll just sit there and I'll just shred for like 20 minutes, maybe not 20 minutes, but I'll just shred. And it like works out my fingers a lot. I know I see a lot of people who do the tutorials have like certain chords they do. I pretty much just make sure my limbs are going, my phalanges. I make sure that I'm going fast so that they just get worked out really well. And then I go back down to I change my tempo back down to whatever I'm playing in, and I can pretty much do what I want at that point. So thank you for watching this episode. There will be more, and sorry again if your question wasn't answered in this video. My work has been kicking my butt right now. We just got done with a remodel, so a lot of people in my town, they're curious, and so we've been busier than ever. And so, like, the first week I had like it was like 42 hours, it wasn't bad. And then the week I just finished, I had 93 hours in 1 week. If there's 24 hours in a day, I pretty much spent like a long time there, needless to say. So, and this week I'm gonna have about 50 something hours. So I've been doing my best I can to edit these videos, and again, I truly appreciate all of you who watch these videos. So I plan on upgrading a lot of my equipment soon, so I'm excited for that, because the stuff I have planned is going to be phenomenal. And thanks again for watching this video. I appreciate it so much. If you enjoyed this, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to me for more. If you have a question you'd like to see me answer, just leave it in the comments below, and I'll get in another video. But thanks again for watching, and until next time, see you guys.